Happy time zone, fellow travelers, and welcome to another episode of Fast Travel, the show where we travel across the globe in the metaphorical GDQ plane as we take in the sights, sounds, and of course, speedruns from around the globe. I am your captain, NickRPGreen. I'm with you on this voyage across the seas as we head to our next destination. Last time we were all the way down under in Australia for some Crash Bandicoot, but we are heading a little closer to my home as we are heading back into Europe this week. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. It is because I'm from the UK. It is now Saturday, technically, for me, which means it's now Valentine's Day. Love is in the air, everybody. Isn't it wonderful? And so I thought for today's episode, since it is technically Valentine's Day, we're going to completely ignore that day and do something completely different, because no is how I feel. No, nothing Valentine's Day related, nothing Friday the 13th related. We've got some cracking runs coming up for you. But before we do, did you all enjoy Back in a Flash over the weekend? It was fantastic. Over $53,000 raised. Brilliant event. Well done to everyone who was involved. It was absolutely fantastic. Well done to all of the team. Of course, there are always more events and stuff coming up, so make sure, if you're not already following the channel, if you've not already joined the Discord, if you're not subscribed to Games Done Quick on YouTube, that you get on there so that you can know what we're doing next. Anyway, let's get on to today's episode. So today we are heading to Iberia, and yes, that's a real place. I had to look it up as well, don't worry. So the Iberian Peninsula of Europe is the location in Europe where Spain and Portugal are. So basically, we have got a Spanish speedrunner and a Portuguese speedrunner. So combined, that gives us an Iberian episode. So now you know. We've got two Spanish games for you, and they both happen to be Metroidvanias. A couple of fantastic Metroidvanias, I should add. So let's introduce our first runner from Portugal. This is Arcandy running Metroid Dread. Welcome to Fast Travel, Arcandy.
Howdy, hello everyone at home. I'm Arcandy. I'm going to be speedrunning Metroid Dread with the All Bosses Unrestricted category. Very fun category. It's very different from glitchless and no major glitches in that we're able to use major glitches to create a crazy route, and so we're going to beat all bosses in a very different order from what you expect playing the game casually. So let me just double check that I have my rebinds correctly. This is important. I'm going to use some rebinds throughout the run to both facilitate tricks and facilitate mashing for myself. So let's go ahead. We're going to need a countdown for this, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's start the run in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Woohoo!
So, I'm going to divide this run roughly in chapters. We're going to start with chapter 1, which is the good old boring early game. There isn't a lot going on through the early game. We have a lot of movement. We're going to try to minimize our air time and maximize our ground time, which Samus is kind of slow in the air, so you're going to see me just jump straight into platforms, not wasting much time in the air, and that basically explains most of the movement throughout this run. Here's Adam. That's Adam, guys. Say hello to Adam. We're not going to talk to Adam many times during this run. We're only going to talk to Adam twice. I will explain later how that works. This is Pinky. This little enemy here suffers a lot from runners resetting runs endlessly and replaying this portion of the game 1,000 times. Poor Pinky. Oh, I messed up. In other categories, you would see me do a little trick here, but since this is all bosses, we're not going to do a trick. We're sliding here. We are watching the hidden item tutorial. The game is telling us that sometimes there are hidden items out there and we can collect them. This is the first enemy, the first boss in the game. This is a very easy fight. The game kind of lets us get that parry for free. That's that. Not much going on. The game is going to teach us how to defeat the enemies. We have to charge up this Omega Blaster and hit them in the eye. And that's that. We're going to do the same to the enemy very shortly. We are going to do our first trick of the run right after this. The trick is called the pseudo wave. This is where we fire shots through the ceiling, through the walls, through terrain in general, to hit things that we should not be able to hit. And there are dozens of different setups for this. The first one we're going to do is the slide jump pseudo wave. We're going to jump out of a slide animation to be able to clip shots into the ceiling right here. This might take me a few tries. There we go, done. And so that lets us route a little easier through our target. Next trick coming right up is called the enemy bump. We're going to lure the enemy to the ceiling and bump the enemy to reach that unreachable platform. I'm gonna have to focus for this one because I have to parry the enemy. It's not very easy, but I have to do it. Here we go. Oh, I missed. No. I'm gonna have to retry this a few times, maybe. There are actually three distinct timings to the enemy parry, so it's not completely at random, but it still gives you, the game still gives you roughly 0.2 seconds to react to that, so it is still a little tough to do. Let me try again. Oh no, I trigger fingered. Let's try again. So this is a very well-known reset point in the run. Lots of runs are ending here because you don't always get the parry. Let's see if I can get it this time. No. Oh my goodness, this is tough.
You got this.
I need to lay down the nerves. I'll be much more relaxed once we get past here. Here we go. No, we're gonna go to a fourth try. This is actually pretty tough. As I said, there are three distinct timings, so you can actually like prepare yourself for one of them, but them isn't giving the one that I'm most comfortable with. So struggling a little bit with this. It's okay, we do have a pretty generous estimate. We are accounting for some mishaps.
I do want to see chat go absolutely nuts when you do land it.
Yes, please share some energy.
Come on, chat.
This is going to be the one. Yay, there we go. We're through.
Woohoo!
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
All right. As I said, this part of the run can be pretty tough. Sometimes you have days where you just grind this category or any category. You do this in almost every category now. But there are days where you just go through every single time. And there are days you could spend an hour there and not get a single run with the first try. It can be rough. But we're through, so that's only one of two really rough parts of the run. So we got charge beam. One thing I should explain right now is the quick charges, which if you release a charge beam halfway through the charge while spinning or while turning around, Samus will release a full charge earlier than intended or earlier than expected. And you're going to see me do that a lot in the run. So now that you know that, I probably won't even mention it. I might just not mention that anymore. This is the only E-Tank we're going to get in this category, which means we are going to fight bosses with just one E-Tank, not save. I could go out of my way to collect 1 or 2 more eventually, but there's no real need to. Probably could, but yeah, there's no real need to, because it makes the run more exciting. And in fact, I would not be collecting that even in a PP grind kind of run. We are going to fight another boss. This one we should be fighting as we leave Artaria, but due to the routing, we're going to fight it now. Every time we hit the head, he moves it up or down, and we kind of have to try to keep up with the pattern. Phase 2, he's invisible, so we still have to follow through as best as we can. So I'm just gonna see if I can. I think I missed too many missiles. If you can hit like 26 missiles in a row, you will instantly end the fight. I had to back it up with a few charge beam shots, but it's okay. My average Scorpius fight isn't very good, so that was decent enough, I would say. So next up, the next minute or 2 of the run aren't going to be very exciting. Despite the fact that we are running an unrestricted category, we're not going to do much unrestricted stuff for the first like 10 minutes. So it's going to be right now, this is exactly the same you would see, no major glitches. So for the next minute or 2, it's just good old movement throughout Artaria. Even movement can be tough to do well and consistently. So I'm gonna try not to choke too many quick climbs. Did I ever explain what's a quick climb? When Simmons lines up to grab the ledge, if you press B, immediately as she grabs, she just quickly hops over. That's a quick climb. You're gonna see me do a bunch of those, chaining quick climbs and stuff. Alright, so this is time to explain how Adam works in this game. Thanks to the Emmy bump trick that we did early, we were able to avoid one trip to this Adam room here we're in right now. Technically, this should be the 3rd time we talked to Adam, but because we didn't come here, this is actually the 2nd. So if I walked out of this room and came back in again, the room would lock again and we would have another talk with Adam, but we're never going to need to come back here again. So the way the Adam rooms work in this game is that there's an intended sequence of Adam talks. If at any point you see one of the atoms in the sequence, like if I am not gonna talk to that Atom 3 anymore, then any atoms henceforth are not going to lock me in. So any Atom rooms that I visit going forward, they're not gonna lock me in, and I'm just going to zip through and continue to run as smooth as can be. So this is another boss fight. We have defeated the central unit. I did a little bit of mashing and weaving. I guess I can explain later what that means. If I mash the Omega Beam at over 15 Hertz, that's actually faster than just holding the continuous fire rate. So I'm gonna try to do that and get a plant kill on the Emmy here. I think I got it. Okay, that's actually possible to do without mashing, but it's a bit tight. Mashing gives us a little bit more leniency to this skill. It's a little sweaty. It's a little sweaty. If you mess up a little bit, then you'll have to jump and back up, but we're able to get it, so that is pretty cool. I'm happy I get to showcase this. I want to try to showcase as many cool things as I possibly can in this run. So we're mostly done with Artaria 1, guys. We're gonna head over to the next sector, which is called Catteries. So we got a little bit more movement coming up. We are gonna have the next room is actually pretty hard to do fast. If I can nail this. I didn't get the quick climb. You can actually break those blocks and immediately quick climb, but I think my jump was a little off. We're gonna do something shortly called a damage boost. I think this is something that many other games do. We're going to get damaged by an enemy and shoved to be part of a room's puzzle, so to speak. Instead of taking a ceiling magnet, now that we've acquired the spider magnet, we're going to just do a deboost and get over to the door on the right side. Oh, okay. I think I can still back it up. Maybe. Yeah, okay, that was a little weird. I wasn't supposed to miss the fly, but I still managed to back it up. thankfully. If you do that cleanly, that probably saves a few seconds versus taking that ceiling magnet. Let's pretend that that didn't happen.
Always the best way.
Yep, that didn't happen. So next up, coming up is Cateris, the fiery lava section of this game. We are going to do more deboosts throughout the run, more damage boosts, and this is the area where we're going to do our first instance of a major glitch. I will get into it when we get to that part. It will happen. This is going to be the first time we're going to benefit from the Atom skip granted to us by the enemy bump. There it is. We didn't have to talk to that Atom. The room didn't lock us in. That is like 15 or more seconds per Atom room that we're skipping. The time that we're saving versus not being able to skip the Atom is like 15-ish seconds. So it just adds up throughout the run. It's really nice. Not to mention the fact that as you're speedrunning, you really don't want to have to tap text boxes. You just want to go, right? So this is really nice for the speedrun too. That's the deboost. We're able to climb up here a little earlier because we get that shove from the fly. These enemies are called flies. We are going to do next the famous Hell Run. Heat damage in this game ramps up really fast. So we're going to go through this room quickly. And this saves like 2 or 3 seconds versus taking the lower, safer route. And that's that. We are going to do another pseudo wave, which is called seam pseudo. We are going to fire missiles between the seam of soft and hard collision. How can I explain that? Wow, that was really fast. That's like better than whatever I have in my PBs. What? That's only 7 shots. Hard terrain is like terrain that's always loaded. Soft terrain is like collisions created by actors, as well as I can explain that. We just fire missiles through the seams. Here's an attempt at another boost. I didn't get it. If I got it, I would have been able to skip riding this magnet. I go straight to this one, but it's not a big deal. Coming up, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but these tricks in this game happen so fast and right one after the other that it's just rough. Normally, if you touch the enemy door, you kind of get sucked through. I'm going to tap by framing away, and now that I've tapped the door but didn't go through, what's going to happen is the game thinks we should be doing a transition, but we're not really. The next time we do a room transition, the enemy is going to respawn in 1 or 3 places, and I'm going to touch the enemy on the same frame that I transition into the next room, and that's going to trigger an enemy parry alongside that respawn, and so we'll get to warp along with the enemy. So the cone touches and I go, and we got it first try. Okay, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's literally a 33% chance of getting it, and we get it first try for the showcase. That is actually
very
really
nice.
Wow. I have spent hours resetting for a first try so that I can try to beat my PBs, and we just get it right here. That's it. That's what we want to see. So that just that is a weight off my mind for the showcase. That means we will never need a backup save file ever. And I'm gonna try to do a silly strat here for the green Emmy. See if I can nail it. Oh no, I didn't get it. There's a fast kill, but I didn't get it. If I did this right, the Emmy would not have climbed up to the upper platform, but I think I was a little slow coming out or something. Oh well. We still got through. So this is one of the biggest hurdles in this run. As I said, this is RNG. This is actually the best unrestricted category we have because any percent and 100% have to do 2 RNG tricks. All bosses only has to do 1. So if anyone watching ever wants to try their hands at unrestricted tech with this game, let this be your first category for unrestricted. Actually, stay away from unrestricted and go for NMG or glitchless because those are much easier to learn. But anyway, we got Morph Ball. technically we should not be able to get Morph Ball. As you could probably tell, we just warped in there and got Morph Ball. But normally you would need to have visited Daron and acquired the Wide Beam first, because that's kind of the hard requirement for you to get into that room. But we already got Morph Ball, so we're going to pretend that we have Wide Beam. We'll get later. And we're gonna go straight to Vardy's suit. We need to get this 10 pack here because we don't have Wide Beam, as I said, and we are gonna have one boss fight coming up very soon. Everybody's favorite green time waster, Raid. He's gonna come up after we get Vardy's suit, and we kind of have close to suboptimal abilities to fight. Wide Beam would be a nice weapon to have, but all we have is just missiles, right? So get as many as we can get. That fight can be a bit of RNG, not as horrible as Emmy Warp. Every re-attempt at Emmy Warp is something like 40 seconds, depending on the pattern you get with the Emmy. It's not as big of a deal in Kraid, but you can definitely run out of missiles during the Kraid boss fight, so hopefully the game will be kind to us and we'll have some. This section here is a little weird to do without Wide Beam because there are lots of these breakable tiles and they can be a little hard to hit. We're gonna try to do this ace in the hole into the door, and we got it. That is not easy to do without Wide Beam, but we got it. This is what I really enjoy doing these crazy tricks to show you guys. I probably won't get even half of these in a normal run because actually it's hard. These little blocks right here, and these little blocks right about here. They're not easy to hit without Wide, which means that it's much harder to get a clean run through of this section in 80% unrestricted when you're doing the Emmy Warp, but it is still possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. So with Vardy's suit, we are gonna go face against Kraid next. Fun fact: if you try to dash melee off of one tile altitude difference, the game lets you dash melee. You would think that you can dash melee in the air, but you actually can if there's just a one tile difference. I guess I didn't get to show it to you on top of that lava thingy, but it's okay. There will probably be other parts of the run where I can show that. So yeah, that is Vardy's suit done. As I said, well, actually I didn't get to say this yet, but the first half of the run is going to be very similar to an MG, aside from that crazy Emmy Warp we just did. Lots of focus on movement, a few tricks here and there, a few pseudo waves and stuff, but nothing major as of yet. So this is going to be very similar to an MG. If I double tap Morph here, okay, I didn't do it very well, but you see that shortcut I took there? I didn't know about that until I started watching other people speedrun the game. If you come out of the elevator, the teleporter actually, and double tap Morph, you can actually get a very nice Morph into that pitfall block. Very smooth. It's not very easy to do. I didn't quite do it, but it still worked. Alright, I'm trying to come through this section without taking too much damage. There's a lot of damage, a lot of enemies getting in the way. Alright, I'll try to break this little blob here so I can just slide through nice into the boss fight. So here's Kraid. Kraid is, as I said, annoying bit of RNG. We are getting a good attack pattern, which is the nail throws. If you break the nails, it gives you a bit of missiles back. That's actually kind of good. We're doing the single wall jump. We have to morph and neutral stick. Oh, he's just giving me a freebie. Okay, well, we'll take that. We'll have another single wall jump to do later. But basically, to do a single wall jump in this game, you have to wall jump and immediately morph with the neutral stick, and then unmorph and repeat. Well, I didn't even get to show you because I messed up and Kraid just gave me the ladder for free. Okay, we take those. That was actually a pretty good fight. Pretty good RNG. You don't see that every day. You might think I'm kidding here, but like we just got first try Emmy Warp and a pretty good fight. That is something I would like to see in my PB grinds, and I don't usually get to see it. That's incredible. So, Diffusion beam done, crate done. We're using some quick charges to destroy those blobs a little faster. And this is one of the things I like most about unrestricted categories. We are going to Darren for the first time through the purple teleportal, which is very unintended, very much unintended. You're supposed to go and get White Beam before you get Morph Ball. So now that we do have Morph Ball and we do have Various Suit and Diffusion Beam, we're actually ready to go to Darren, and rather than backtrack to Catalyst, we're going to go to Darren and just continue. So this saves a lot of redundancy in the routes that you would see in No Major Glitches or Glitchless. And we are welcomed into a very dark Darren. That's because power is out, the Wi-Fi is offline, and we have to turn it on right here. This is a great moment in the run. Samus can now check her socials and everything. That's important. So we are about to collect White Beam. I'm gonna try to do something pretty cool. Some low-key movement fun stuff. I'm gonna get White Beam, and I'm gonna try to leave this room uninterrupted by pacing myself a little bit as I get off this statue, and try to open the door just before it closes. If I do this right, Samus will go in uninterrupted, but I didn't do it right. Too bad. Look, we just came out of that morph hole there. It almost looks intended, but the first time you're here, you're not supposed to have Morph Ball. That Morph hole on the door actually is meant to stop you from backtracking so that the game gives you that pseudo tutorial with the White Beam lock on the door to the right. But we were just able to skip that, and we're just going. Fun fact, since this is the first time in Darren, there is a cutscene elsewhere that spawns the Emmy, but we haven't watched that. So the Emmy hasn't spawned. So we're basically just getting a free pass through the Emmy zone here, which is really nice. The Emmy that lives in this zone is very nasty. It's really fast. It's the yellow Emmy. We're gonna do another pseudo wave right here. We're gonna do the double turnaround missile pseudo wave. There is a blob, an explosive blob on the other side of this wall that we can't really hit. Oh, we're not hitting it. Oh. Okay, I need to set up the angle. I think I'm moving a little too much and getting out of... Okay. That's it. You can't really see it, but there's a blob here. You can break it from the other side with missiles. If it's just beams, it doesn't work. I'm not entirely sure, but I think beams despawn before they would touch the blob, whereas the missiles maybe have a slightly bigger collision, and well, it just works. So we're able to avoid a little bit of crowding thanks to that. So this is going to be more bombs, and this is going to conclude our chapter 1 of the early game. We're going to go into chapter 2. A lot of people would call this part collecting the Triforce, even though this is a Metroid game. We can borrow the concept from our friends at Zelda Games. We are going to collect the Triforce for unrestricted. People usually call this the Triforce for fun because we are going to collect the next 3 abilities, which are very important for unrestricted. They are Blast Shift, Speed Booster, and Grapple Beam. Once we have those 3 abilities, we are going to be able to set up the big bad major glitch that defines pretty much all the unrestricted categories at the moment. And well, more on that when we get all the abilities. So for now, we're going to collect Flash Shift, and if you've played Metroid Dread before, you will know that Flash Shift is a game changer. It just, you know, so far movement can be pretty good. Can be pretty nice and crispy to play as Samus, to control Samus. The controls are nice. Samus moves pretty fluidly throughout the game. But once you do get Flash Shift, the game just really picks up the pace. So we're gonna see that in a minute. All right, that is the end of Darren. Next up, we are gonna have the water section of the game, Barania. I think it's pretty common in games that people don't really like the water sections in games. I don't think we hate the water. It's just that characters usually move slow in the water, right? We gamers like going fast, especially the speedrunners. We like to go fast, but there's some tricks we can do to speed up the water sections. So we can do a little morph here to go forward. We can use the enemies here to go a little faster and get pulled up. Jump morph. Oh, jump morph again. Another jump morph. We climb. We're out of the water. That's it. We actually do have a little bit of tech here and there to make the movement more interesting. So now up until we get to flash shift, we got some movement. That's it. As I said, early game is going to be very similar to NMG. Movement, not all that many tricks to do. But we are going to do another trick as we get lower to acquire flash shift. We're almost there, actually. We are going to do the backdoor flash shift, or infinite bomb jumps, where we are going to use bomb jumps in Morph Ball to trick this shutter here to open for us. This isn't a glitch, this is something that you can do in glitchless categories too. If you do this correctly, which I'm not doing yet, it will happen. Trust, it will happen. Right, if you do this correctly, I think we have to do roughly 7 to 8 jumps. The shutter will open, and this is especially good for this category because there is actually a shortcut you can take below with grapple beam, but we don't have grapple beam yet. The alternative would be something like a 40-second detour through the underwater section below, and we don't want that. So flash shift is going to help a lot. We're going to do another set of pseudo waves. Aim, crouch, aim, and morph. That's going to fire a shot through the floor, break a blob that you can really see from here. We're going to do a second pseudo wave here. Lean on the wall, crouch, turn, pause. I'm going to use a pause buffer to instantly aim at 5 o'clock, and I'm going to do it again, and that breaks. Oh, I think I did a second shot. Got it. And that breaks another blob, and this lowers the water level. We're going to do a trick called the water bomb jump. Bomb, unmorph in the air, or, well, not grounded in the water, and we're going to get a bomb jump up here. Normally, you're not able to gain height underwater with a bomb jump, and that's where the water bomb comes in. It is actually a glitch. It is super easy to do. Even if you play the game casually, you can do that super easy. Just drop a bomb, let Samus go up, unmorph in the air, and then you can use that to gain some height underwater and climb places like that, which is really nice. I don't think we do a lot of water bomb jumps in this category, but if you play the game casually, it can actually help you get some abilities out of sequence very easily. So yeah, nice little trick for anyone to use in this game. All right, next up, we're gonna have Speed Booster. There are some really nice flash shift chains that we can do here. I'm gonna try to nail them, see if I can. There we go. That's one. That's two. And here we go. We're going to do a little trick here called the charge missiles. We're going to quick charge and fire missile at the same time to quickly defeat the central unit. A little bit of mashing to... Oh, I stopped shooting too early, but we still got the fight. That was a nice fight. You don't actually have to mash... Oh, yeah, go on.
I was going to say, just when you didn't think it could get any faster, you just keep finding new ways to be even faster.
Exactly. This after we get flash shift, the game just picks up the pace, and now we're getting Speed Booster, and it's going to pick up even more. I was going to say that we don't actually have to mash to break the door. We just do it because it's a little faster. If you can mash above 15 hertz, it's a little faster than just holding the continuous fire, which is how you're normally supposed to do this. So you're going to see me doing a little bit of mash for these situations. So that's Speed Booster, 2 out of 3 items in the Triforce. As I said, this is going to pick up the pace even more. So from here on, we're going to do the so-called speed keeps. This is probably the best iteration of Speed Booster in the Metroid franchise ever. We need more of this. Whatever game comes out next that's 2D needs to have the Speed Booster or better, because we can keep it with wall jumps and slopes and shine sparking. It's really nice. Look, we're just spark into the slope and we keep going. This is great.
I refer back to my previous statement. It doesn't stop. You just don't stop accelerating.
This game is so good. There are a few different ways to go through this room, but I'm gonna stick to the textbook way getting through here. The others are a little too sweaty, a little too dangerous. I don't wanna lose 2 minutes going back to the checkpoint. Thankfully, this game has checkpoints. We don't even need to save. The game checkpoints you after boss fights, after, so there's some places, right? Some other games. I recently got into learning Metroid Prime Remastered. The game doesn't have checkpoints. If you mess up some of the clips in that game, you're done. But in this game, you actually get back to checkpoints. Not too bad. So here we go into back in our Atari. This is another part of that first sector we started in. We are going to acquire a grapple beam. Another bit of flash chaining. You actually have a little bit of time to use before you can chain your flash. If you take too long, it goes on cooldown, but you can do some movements in between. So now that we acquired the Triforce, that's the end of chapter 2. Next up is the time where we can finally put these 3 items to use and start doing some unrestricted stuff. I'm gonna do a setup called the Bomohe Skew setup. This is the biggest major glitch in the game. Actually, I'm going to do this twice so I can roughly explain what's going on. I'm going to flash shift, slide, turn around. Then I will press B to Shine Spark when Samus is roughly at her deepest into the wall. And then I'm going... This is odd, but I'm going to try to explain. I'm going to press free aim to unlock the controls and then dash melee off the ledge. Pause to instantly go from facing back, from aiming backward to going forward. I'm going to do that with Shine Spark. It's going to go really fast. If I didn't do that explanation, you would not even know what's happening. Now, as soon as I unpause the game and go forward, I need that instant turn. It's not around. I need that instant direction change. So I'm using the pause buffer to make it like super easy. And that's the glitch. What does it do? This thing lets us freeze Samus in whatever rotation she has while turning around. Like this. She's facing back now. Or the screen. We are going to use some shenanigans with this major glitch to allow us to do some wall clips. And the first one is coming out very, very soon. Stay tuned. So we are going to acquire an ability that should be kind of late game, but we are going to acquire it now using a modified left clip. We're going to just use a bit of movement to get partially clipped into that flipper and then spark to go through. Shine Spark actually makes you skip up to 2 tiles. This game kills you if you're too deep out of bounds, but because Shine Spark makes you skip tiles, you're good. Also, we just did a Shine Sync clip. Same inputs, but pressing down to and then grapple. A fun fact about Grapple Beam. Grapple Beam in this game gives you immunity to dying out of bounds. This is you can actually sometimes go out of bounds grappling into magnets, playing casually even. I think that's why it happens, so we kind of exploit that to survive out of bounds for a little bit to let Samus clip through the floor. We're gonna do another clip. This door should not be possible to open here, but we just clipped it and we opened it. And we're not supposed to be here. I shouldn't have to say that, but we're not supposed to be here. The only way you're supposed to be here is by coming from the other side of this elevator to here, not from here to the other side. So we're going to do this because this freezes the world. This activates the called frozen world, which freezes the whole planet. Normally, you'd be restricted to Artaria and parts of Catarines, but with clips, we can actually go anywhere. We're coming here to do another boss fight with basically suboptimal abilities. We have Bodysuit, we have 1 E-Tank. We're not at our best right now. But this is the earliest that we can do the boss fight coming right up. And we're definitely going to use that Bomohe Skew to help us out. We're going to face backward here and charge up a speed booster because Shine Sparks do massive damage to bosses. And now we're going to try to finish up the fight with Screw Attack. That's 1 bot down. We're going to try to charge up another speed booster before the other bot comes here. And that's another, that each Shine Spark is like half their HP. So it's really important that I don't get hit too much. That was actually a really good fight. I've actually lost BB Paces dying in this fight, and we just come here and get it really fast. I'm very happy with that. I'm not kidding. First try Emmy Warp, good crate RNG. First try on this fight. This could almost be a world record phase, guys. Actually. So honestly, after Emmy Warp, this is the hardest part of the run for me. That fight went so smooth, but sometimes it doesn't go smooth. If you take even one bit of damage, you can't screw attack anymore, because doing screw attack to the bosses deals massive damage to you and the bosses. So there's a limited number of attempts. We're gonna clip here with the called neutral jump clip. Oh, I'm not supposed to pick this up, but it's not a big deal. Neutral jump clip. We're going to slide to gain some distance, charge up a speed booster, melee backward to unskew, jump, go into the wall, and shine spark through. You're not really going to be able to see that because I'm pausing pretty quickly. Another pseudo wave, crouch morph pseudo to break that. Another shine sync clip. We're going to open the door while doing it. There's so much going on, I can hardly keep up with explaining what's happening, but I go up to the fact I've already explained some of this before, and well, I hope you guys enjoyed the madness at the very least.
You are doing a tremendously good job.
I died. Well, it's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. Well, as I said, we only have Varyu suit and we have one E-tank, and I am not even full HP. These boss fights are risky. So we do one shine spark into mashing. We don't do more shine sparks because shine sparking these enemy in this phase can actually be risky. It creates some very weird glitchy behavior that we want to avoid. So we just finished the fight with a bit of mashing. Fight's almost done. One thing I didn't mention earlier, we set up that trick, that major trick called the Bomb HQ state. There's only one thing that causes you to lose the state, and that is turning around in midair while standing, not spitting while standing, like a neutral jump. Because other than that, this glitch can be carried over through transitions, cutscenes, save files, menus, everything. I actually think I lost it. I must have turned around in midair at some point. I didn't realize. Wow. I'm gonna have to set it up again later, but that's okay. No big deal. Let's just see if I don't get killed here. These enemies hit really hard. Okay, I'm gonna have to set up Bomber Hits again later. It's not a big deal if I lose it right here, but ideally I would have kept it going for a while longer, because we're gonna have to clip a few more things later. I'm wondering if I can set it up again, because there is a nice little shortcut we can take if we have it active. Oh, I had it, but okay, whatever. It's not a big deal. There are actually a few different setups for that glitch. That was the backflash setup. It's actually hard to do. I nailed it, but then I butterfingered the controls and messed up the pause button. It's okay. We don't really need it yet. We can most certainly go through this part of the run without Bomb HQ, but there was a nice little shortcut. I'm still gonna try to get it again so I can show it to you guys at home, because it's really fun. We get to skip a nice little part of entering the boss fight. I'm gonna try to do it again, see if we can show that. So we are getting another boss fight coming up called Z57, very well-known boss. Okay, we got it again. It's hard to tell with screw attack, but if you have Bomb HQ, Samus doesn't change the spin jump direction when you change directions. So here's a shortcut. We just go through this door just like it is. That's it. And get to skip, you know, the world famous eye doors blocking bosses. We just skipped it. Z57, the next boss. We are going to press Y here, the shoot button. I'm going to skip the cutscene, let Samus partially charge the charge beam and release, and she's going to face the screen. You can do this even without Bomb HQ, but because we have the Bomb HQ state glitch, this is going to make the whole thing easier. I'm going to speed boost her and then destroy the boss real fast. or I thought I was going to do that, but I missed. I'm going to have to try again. I think I released too early. But this is something that you can do even without this major glitch state, but it just makes for a really fast boss kill if you do this correctly. That's it. Done. Just like that. That fight could take like a minute or something, done normally. And by the way, we have very much suboptimal abilities for this fight. We don't even have plasma beam, we don't have the missile upgrades. That's literally the only way we can beat that boss. We just don't have the abilities for that yet. But in this category, for the sake of routing, we do some bosses with suboptimal abilities, but then we do a beeline to get some, to obtain certain abilities that we shouldn't be able to get. And so some bosses we do suboptimal abilities, and other bosses we do with overpowered abilities. So that's, to me, that's actually going to be the most enjoyable part of this category. That's why this is a lot of fun compared to glitchless or no major glitches. We fight bosses in a completely different order from what you'd expect, using abilities that you would not normally have, which makes some of the fights very fast and very fun. So, more movement, not much going on in this section, just good old movement throughout the rooms. We've already been to this area, but now we have more abilities, we can move a little faster, and that's what we're doing. We are going to visit the next sector for the first time, called Ferenia. This is where we will meet with everybody's favorite Chozo, Quiet Rogue, and the bot that unfortunately kills him. We are going to fight that bot right now, and then we are going to use wall clips again to do a very big sequence break. That there are two parts to Ferenia. There is the lower Ferenia, that this is what you should do after you acquire Speed Booster. You should come here to defeat the robot and everything. And then you have to do a few other sections and whatnot. Oh wait, I messed up. There are more flashy ways to get up here, but keep in mind that I'm trying to not lose the Bomb SQ state. I have to not turn around in midair off of a standing turnaround. So that's actually easier said than done. It's very easy to just turn around in midair off a standing jump. So I have to be very cautious about that. And here comes the wall clip. You're not really supposed to access the upper part of Ferenia right now, but that's exactly what we're gonna do with two well-placed wall clips. I'm gonna use the map buffer. So look here, if I do this correctly, I need to do the neutral jump clip with Shrine Spark, and I need to start the speed booster, unskew, jump, go forward. So you can see here, half of the helmet is dark green. That means Samus is partially inside the wall. We don't want her to go any deeper. If she goes any deeper, she's just gonna die. As I said, the game really doesn't want you to go out of bounds. But I'm going to do the called map buffer. I'm going to press X to go to the global map, and I have to switch to any area other than the one I'm in. Whatever area, as long as it's not Ferenia. So the game loads the map area. My theory here is that the game's loading a map that it doesn't need, and when you unpause, it unloads, and it causes lag, and that causes always 6 frames of lag. And what we're going to do here is the game kind of processes that big frame as just, you know, it's supposed to be 6 frames, but it processes those as just one big frame. And what's happening here is Samus would decelerate over the course of a few frames, but she's just gonna decelerate instantly, because I guess that's just in as much time as it was necessary. If I so I need to press free aim, pause, and she's just gonna go up. We lost that horizontal momentum. I'm gonna do another set of map buffers. I'm going to buffer a Shine Spark, and as I said earlier, Shine Spark makes you skip 2 tiles. If we can, so the best case here is if we can do this map buffer just before Samus starts to move, we could actually make her skip 7 tiles, a huge distance for wall clipping. But it's not possible to guarantee 7 tiles, but we can guarantee 6 tiles. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do a series of chain map buffers to guarantee a 6 tile clip. And here we are in the sewers of the Amifal. And we're going to do another wall clip to get us to that water section at the top of this room. I need to make Samus go down a little bit so I can spark all the way to the top if this is done correctly. Here we go. That's it. And we are in Upper Frame. Normally, to get up here, you would have had to visit another sector or two. So this is a pretty darn big sequence break for this game. People often say walls in this game are merely suggestions. And that's true. That's true. Look at that. We're here, aren't we? So another little shortcut. We don't actually have to do this shortcut, but it's nice. We are going to do another boss fight called SQ. And in this boss fight, we are going to acquire the storm missiles. This boss fight is actually pretty hard to do casually. But if you have screw attack, which we do, it can be very easy. Watch this. Oh, I'm not supposed to send it through the floor. That's silly. Oh well, that's alright. If you're quick enough, you can hit the core twice as it starts to form. But if you wait too long, then well, you have to hit it 3 times to attack. And that is SQ. Very easy fight once you do know how to kill it with screw attack. And keep in mind, I had to do that fight in a way that I get to keep the Bomohi SQ glitch because I still need it for one last thing. We need to do one last wall clip and one last little trick here with that. Oh, I have to be very careful. I don't want to lose the state yet. I can always just set it up again, but it could be inconvenient. So we're going to do the so-called storm skip. We just got storm missiles, but technically this clip we're going to do right here could be used to skip acquiring the storm missiles. I'm going to pause buffer here because, as I said before, grapple beam gives you immunity to being out of bounds. If I just walk through, I would die. But if my grapple beam hits the ceiling, I could die too, or the floor. So I'm going to make sure that I'm aiming perfectly horizontal and then go through with the grapple beam. And that's that. And that is storm skip with a wall clip. And now we're going to use Bomohi SQ for the last time. We don't have, as you can probably tell, we don't have the gravity suit. So we should not be able to cross this next part of the water here. Oh no, oh my goodness, I messed up. I'm gonna have to do the wall clip again. I wasn't supposed to just slide more into the water. I fat fingered some inputs. Okay, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I can just do it again. As I said, Bomohi SQ just goes through cutscenes, the loads and everything. We still got the state, despite having to reset the checkpoint and everything. Big deal. But it's silly. I wish I hadn't done that. Alright, let's do this again. Make sure we're going horizontal so I don't destroy myself. And this time, let's hope I don't just accidentally slide into the water. Oh well. Let's do it again. So, we don't have gravity suit. So the only way we're getting through that water section, and why I had to reset the checkpoint, is there's no way out of there. We need to charge up a speed booster into the screen just like that. Because otherwise, there's no way you are getting past this water section. And that is the last time we need that glitch. I can lose it. I don't have the glitch anymore. And now we just play the game for the rest of the run. And that's it. So this is the central unit for the purple A. That gives us wave beam. We're going to defeat the wave Amy and get wave beam. Lo and behold, folks, if you're familiar with Dread and the abilities you gain in Dread, we don't even have plasma beam. You guys know what happens when you get wave beam but you don't have plasma beam? It's actually pretty fun. It's pretty fun. So I'm gonna try to do the plant kill. This plant kill is not possible if you don't do good mashing. I'm gonna try to do it. I might not get it, but I'm gonna try. I think I got it. Gonna trust. I think I did. Okay, got him. Nice. That is actually not very easy. It took me a while to get good enough to do this plant kill. It probably saves a few seconds over the alternative, which is without mashing, with just the continuous fire. You'd have to jump over the Amy, to continue to melt the faceplate or gain some distance, whatever. So at this point in the run, I think we are like 3/4 of the run done, or we're done with 3/4 of the run. So from here on out, we don't have to do any more. Well, actually, we do have a couple of major glitches, I think, but we don't have to do any wall clips, any wall clip setups. So from here on out is just pretty much moving. This is probably the most enjoyable part of the run, the late game. We're just gonna move and destroy bosses real fast. This is where things get real fun. If you thought the rest of the run so far had been fun, which it was, it's gonna get even more fun. So here comes
I'm good
another
with even
boss
more
fight.
fun. Even more fun sounds great.
Let's go. Look at how fast these bosses go down with wave beam. You're not supposed to have wave beam for this fight, by the way. This is a fight you're supposed to do just before you get wave beam. So yeah. Also, storm missile sometimes doesn't hit one of these logs. Luckily, we got lucky, but sometimes it just fails to hit one of them. And that's space jump. We get space jump because it's convenient. We actually do need it for actually, I'm not sure we do 100% need it, but it's nice to have, and it doesn't take much time. So we are going to do another shine sync clip to get into Cyan. We do not have power bombs yet. The only way to get in here normally would be to have power bombs, but we just clip through the floor with a shine sync clip, and we're going. We are going to go back to Barania. We have already solved the bottom half of Barania. We came here. Remember that elevator we reverse entered in Artaria with that missile cover, and we froze the world. So we used that opportunity to go and defeat the double bots, and we already done that. But we still have a boss fight to do here called Drogiga. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. We're gonna do that boss fight now with wave beam, which you would not normally have wave beam, let alone plasma beam, right? You wouldn't have plasma beam, let alone wave. So we're going to try and one cycle this boss, and it's actually pretty fun if I can hit it. It's not easy. The boss has some damage thresholds, so you should not be able to one cycle it, but it's possible with some strats. I'm gonna try to do the fast strat, which is I need to land 8 shots. The boss phases with 6 shots, so I need to hit 5 plus 3 to get the damage threshold that I want. Let's see if I can nail that. This fight is really fast with wave beam, ridiculously fast. So the boss is vulnerable in the center, and we can hit earlier with wave because it just goes through stuff. Let's see if I can nail this. Oh, I didn't. I think I must have missed one shot somewhere. That's too bad. That's not a one cycle, but we're still gonna do this pretty fast. It's okay. I think the next shot is gonna do it. That's unfortunate. I wanted to try to do that one cycle, but we had one shot left. Unlucky. All right, drug done. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna do the grapple cancels to get up there. Oh, I missed one. It's okay. We have space jump. It's not a big deal. If you don't have space jump, you have to do those grapple pulls or cancels to the top, and it's really fun. I find that this game doesn't have enough magnets to really show how cool the grapple beam can be, because you can do some really cool stuff with it, but this is like the only room that has a lot of magnets all around that you can play around, but I feel like it's an underexplored ability. I hope that if in the future we see another game like this coming out, I hope that they explore some of these abilities a bit more than they did in Dread. And Dread has a lot of cool stuff, don't get me wrong, but we could see some more interesting puzzles and use of the abilities anyway. Gavaran, this is the first time we visit this section, which is weird because we already have wave beam and everything. So there's another boss fight. We should not have wave beam for this, but you use down really fast wave beam, and it's already done. Boss fight's already done. As I said, from here on out, it's just moving and beating bosses fast. If I jump well on this first jump, I don't have to use grapple beam. I just face jump out of the water. It's a nice little optimization that you can only do in this category, so I thought I should mention that. And off we go. We are about to defeat another enemy. the Ice Ami, which hasn't spawned. There is a trigger to spawn the Amis, but we haven't seen it yet. So we basically go through the Ami zones here uninterrupted, unchallenged, just freely. Once again, that's another nice thing with this category. I'm sure anyone who's played Dread has had rough experiences with the Amis. In this category, the only rough experience you have with the Amis is... Ami went down. I must have slowed down somewhere because the Ami was supposed to go up top earlier, but it's fine. I forgive the Ami. We don't want a match for this one. I actually want the Ami to... I want to hit the Ami up there. This cutscene here, the place where you finish the Ami on the ceiling determines where it's gonna land. So I don't want the Ami to land at the top of the room. I want it to land like in the middle, down at the bottom, at the very least, so that the next part, when we continue after the Ami kill, that results in a slightly faster segment. Ice missile acquired. Oh, I didn't tell you the answer to this earlier. What happens when you get weapon without plasma beam? What happens when you get ice missiles without super missiles? The game actually gives you both. When I acquired Wave Beam, I also got Plasma Beam. When I just acquired Ice Missiles, I also acquired Super Missiles. So we already have them, which is really nice. So I don't need to go back and acquire Super Missiles. I'm gonna do the ledge warp with the backflash setup. Samus is stuck on the ledge. I am morphed and I'm back here. Magic. The rough part about the Metroid Dread runs is there's so little time to explain what's going on because these tricks are really fast.
I don't know why that one made me laugh so much. I really enjoyed that one.
So usually it's like there's this, if you just jump straight onto the ledge, if you jump past the ledge, you're fine. But if you jump onto the ledge, right? The game gives you what we call the mental animation. Samus has this like slow animation climbing up the ledge, even though she's already on top of it, but whatever. If you morph before 2 frames before she does the mental animation, you get a ledge warp. And if you want morph in midair in the same direction that you were attacking the ledge, you just warp back to it. It has something to do with... Wait. Watch this. This is one of my favorite parts. We just destroy this boss so fast. That's it. Boss fight done. Look at how cool this is. Normally, this sector is... I personally find this sector kind of boring and no major glitches or glitchless because it's got a lot of boring going around. But here we just come in, fight the ball, and get out. We're gonna set another ledge warp right there. We need to take this tunnel and we need to morph and warp out of here. We actually need to visit this section here to trigger a flag or a cutscene right where we warped. And now we got the cutscene, the door has opened, and we can leave. If you didn't go to that tunnel, you can leave. That's it. Cool. Yeah, that's what I like about this area. Just go in, destroy the boss, activate that trigger, and out. And the other categories would have to do a lot of boring routing throughout the maze-like area that is Elan. So another plus to this category. I think I was going to say something about ledge warp, but there's going to be another one. Whatever. Let's move on. Back to Gavrin. We open here, and we got a nice little speed keep going. One of the good things about having speed keep, you just... When you can... Oh, when I messed up. When you can go fast, you go fast. I could actually have done the speed keep all the way to here, but I lost. So, the next boss fight... Wait, I think... Oh, I thought I actually didn't have it. Done. The next boss fight needs us to activate another flag. And the way we do that is we have to go all the way to the room with spin boost, which is... We're working on that. Once we get to that room, we need to be in there for... We need to just linger for a moment or two. That's my understanding. I'm not sure what exactly activates this flag, but this is a spin boost room. We don't actually need it. We already have space jump. This gives you 1 extra jump. Space jump gives you infinite extra jumps. We just unmorph and warp back here. And now we can go for the fight. So this ledge warp saves us the trip back, which is really nice. And watch this. Look at this, how fun you can start this fight. You just knock it off the wall, skipping phase 1, and then use the storm missiles to just go extra fast, and that's it. This fight is done. Look, all the bosses that we've done since we acquired Waven have been hello boss Shine Spark, a few shots, and we're done. And we're moving on. This is really cool. This is what all bosses unrestricted is about. And we're on to the next. Fast movement, destroy boss, on to the next. This is really good. The price we have to pay for this is that some parts of the early game or mid game are a little we had some harsh boss fights to do, but it was worth it. So here's a very famous boss. This is Golzuna. Now we're just gonna run through for a sec here. Hold. Defeat that middle phase just like that. We need to land 2 Shine Sparks to beat the boss fast. And now since we have Storm, 1, 2, 3 locks, and the core is done. Normally you wouldn't have storm missiles here for most categories, but since we do, we find our little openings and time saves here and there wherever we can, and that's that. Cross bomb. Everybody's favorite ability. This ability is notorious for not working, not doing what it's supposed to do sometimes. It's supposed to shoot you across these pitfall blocks, but sometimes you still fall through. Crossbomb doesn't always deliver its promise, but we were not cursed this time, so thank you Crossbombs for working. It's kind of the same problem that the storm missiles had that I mentioned earlier. You have to aim it at 5 blocks, but sometimes your missiles just carefully dodge one of the logs and it doesn't work. And then you waste 15 missiles for nothing. And then you have to waste another 15 for every try. So we have done most of the run at this point. We're going to do our final few bosses. So at this point, we are not overpowered on the bosses anymore. We are actually underpowered. We still have Body Suit, which means we're taking extra damage. And we have 1 E-Tank, meaning that we really can't take all that much damage from the bosses. Not that we'd want to, but sometimes you can take a couple D-boosts for the sake of speed, but we do want to avoid that too. So this is going to be the same boss fight we had in Atari, but in Hanugi, the Red Warrior. Just going to be a mash fest. Done. That is also fast. It's fast if you can do some good mashing. You know, the better you become at doing the mashing in these fights, or using turbo is also allowed in the for Metroid Dread if that's what you like. That's what you want. But the better you get at turbo, the higher the speeds, then the faster the boss fight gets, the less attack patterns you have to deal. So the faster and safer these fights become, which is really nice. If you're starting out, you're probably not going to be as good at mashing, and the fights are going to take longer. You're going to have to get more comfortable with dodging the hits. Or you can also take extra E-tanks, know how many hits you can take. That's part of learning, of course. And that is Power Bomb acquired. Power Bomb is the last ability hopefully we're going to get there. There's a little secret coming up next, for those who don't know. We're going to need the ones to give us 1 Power Bomb. Oh, dang it. I'm supposed to drop PB here, but it's okay. Actually, I'm going to hold on to this Power Bomb. Normally, I should, so we only have 2 Power Bombs at a time, but I needed to recover up to 4 to go fast in the next section, but there was one part I couldn't do fast because I only got 3, but it's okay. We're still going fast. I think I snapped back a little, the grapple beam didn't hit the block. Here comes another fight. This one is the Golden Warrior. This guy is very tough, very dangerous. We really don't want to get hit by that. I think it's just a couple shots away. Sometimes my mashing isn't very consistent and I don't deal as much damage as I would have liked. I'm actually still learning the current control layout that I'm using. I used to mash in a different way with a different method, but I still am not 100% with this one. So sometimes my boss fights are still a bit slower than they could be. People that have been using this mashing method for a while can actually do so much better. Boss rushers are actually crazy. Boss rush is that mode where you only fight bosses, and I don't do much of that, but people who do that have crazy boss fights. They would destroy me in these boss fights, for sure. Alright, we are preparing our last stretch of the Metroid Dread All Bosses Unrestricted Run, folks. We are going to face off against the final boss in a few seconds. Good old Ravenbeak, self-proclaimed father of Samus Aran. I don't know how true that is. I'll let you guys speak on that. And this fight is also going to go pretty fast if I do it right. Pretty fast as in a minute of a fight or something. This is a fight that doesn't go too fast because this boss HP is pretty big. But let's see how it goes. We're going to use just missiles and crossbows to go through this outer shield. And now I'm going to use double thumb mashing here instead of the other method because I'm more comfortable. We need to mash at over 15 hertz. I'm shaking a little bit because it's... Oh no, I didn't get it. Wow, I'm bad. Dang, I wasn't mashing fast enough. So we're gonna have to back it up. I thought I was more consistent with this, but it was not enough. I lied, folks. Oh no. I thought I was more consistent with this, but anyway. Phase 2, we're gonna beat Ravenbeak flying. We get the Gatling gun. If you dash melee like this, you can dodge the hits. This is something that's very nice even for a casual player. You can just dash melee and dodge the hits. This is the best RNG I've ever seen Ravenbeak give to me, to anyone. That was very good. Wow. So this is about dodging hits, and if he uses his stun, we have to power bomb here. If you had more HP, you could maybe try to tank it, but I have very little HP. I don't want to be tanking much damage at all. I think we're about to end the fight, but my mashing is a little iffy. Okay, we got it. Fight's done. That is the last boss fight. I mean, we still have a little bit of a boss fight coming up, but this was probably the last serious boss fight we had to do. So we're getting into the last stretch. We have to beat Ravenbeak in his Evil's Carrier form. I've beat this guy many times and it still scares me. This thing still scares me. You need to charge up the Hyper Beam. And here we go. Yeah, that's pretty terrifying. Yeah. I have no idea what this thing is. A mix of bird, grade? I want to know. Here we go. So this is the moment everybody's been waiting for. The countdown, and the planet is going to explode, obviously. Alright, I was trying to do a pretty... Yeah, this had to be the finish line for Metroid. This is what everybody's waiting for. The 3-minute countdown. Here we go. We just got some nice movement to go through. The run's pretty much over. There's no major glitching, no more dying in all clips. We're just moving. So you're gonna watch me do the basic movement here, because since getting Metroid Suit, we have lost some abilities. We can see Booster, but we can't flash it anymore. So you're seeing some of the early game movement tech, the dash melees. And this is the Arc Spark. We shine Spark against that slope to continue. This is what people call it, Arc Spark, because I was the first one to do that. I didn't get the whole thing even, but it's what people call it. Alright, timer is gonna come up in 3, 2, 1, time. And that has been, ladies and gentlemen, All Bosses Unrestricted. That is the end of the...
Wow.
Watch
that is a cool suit for Samus at the end.
You don't always get to see this without Gravity's suit, so I'm just gonna let it play out for Varya's suit. Just a little bit. There's some fun stuff happening with the cutscenes, but we didn't get to see it because I told the cutscenes, obviously. But we're not over time, are we?
No. That was I will check your final time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 10.5 seconds.
Okay, that's good. I did take some time explaining the trick, so added a little bit of time, but I guess that's okay. All right, I'm just gonna skip the credits and everything so we can be sure that this was an all bosses and not just some bosses. We're supposed to have defeated 30 bosses. If it was any less than that, then this run's been a phony. So let's make sure it wasn't. Let's see what the game has to say. See you next mission. Alright, 30 bosses defeated. That is a legit all bosses run. Let's go.
Absolutely fantastic. Well done. Just the speed, as I say, the speed at which you went, and then it just didn't stop. You just kept getting faster and faster. It's no, so many cool tricks. I absolutely adore this kind of speed run where you've got these really wacky glitches and stuff. For me, this is what makes speedrunning so interesting. You've done an absolutely fantastic job of explaining what's going on, keeping us in the loop, and just showcasing this has been a very, very entertaining run. So well done, chat. Please give it up for our Candy.
Thank you.
Well, the floor is yours. Tell us, where can people find you? What are you doing? You've got plenty of time, so go for it.
All right. Well, I mean, you can catch me on YouTube / @rcandy. I do a lot of tutorials for Metroid Dread. I'm actually currently trying to get this run to under a sub-hour. I'm very close. My PB is 1 hour and 33 seconds, so we're very close. My sum of best is a 58-minute-ish. We're almost there any day now. But I need to get lucky with that aiming warp. I still haven't had the run, and sometimes it's hard to get that first try aiming warp and get a run going, but we're trying. So if you want to catch more of that, check out my YouTube, check out my Twitch as well. Arcandy with 2Ks because 1K was already taken, so make sure not follow the phony Arcandy. Check out the 2K Arcandy. That's it. And yeah, man, I thank you so much for inviting me, Nick. It's been great to do this. I hope you guys at home enjoyed watching some Metroid Dread action. And yeah, I mean, also shout outs to everyone that's been part of the Dread community. This run would not be possible without a big community back and forth, the glitches and fines and everything. This wouldn't be possible without the community. So thanks so much. Shout outs to everybody. And yeah, that's it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Arcandy. Chat, please give it up for Arcandy. Make sure you go give him a follow over the Twitch channel, YouTube channel, particularly if you want to see more fantastic Metroid Dread runs like that. That is the end of our first run. We're going to be hopping across the border from Portugal to Spain after the break as we head up to another Metroidvania. No, not another Metroid, but it is another Metroidvania. As I say, that was an absolutely fantastic. I love seeing like how some of those tricks and stuff must evolve over time. Working out how all of these moving parts go together to get a wall clip, to get these insane clips and it boggles the mind. It really does. And this is one of the things I absolutely adore about these kind of speedruns. I hope you folks really, really enjoyed that as well. Of course, if you did really, really enjoy that, then make sure that you're checking out the site. If you want to know what's coming up on the GDQ channel, you can check out the schedule. Head over to gdq.gg/hotfix for all of the info about what episodes are coming up and what games we've got scheduled on the channel. Anyway, we are going to take a break and say we're going to hop over the channel into Spain for some Blasphemous 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Fast Travel, where we are in the Iberian Peninsula of Europe on today's episode, aka Portugal and Spain. We've just finished up with our Portuguese runner. Arcandy running Metroid Dread, which I'm sure you'll agree was a fantastic run. Don't forget, if you missed that run and you'd like to watch it again in the future, the episode will be available on YouTube in about a week's time. So make sure you head over to youtube.com/gamesdonequick and subscribe so you can see when that video goes live for you. Now, before we get started, did you know that GDQ is currently hiring? If you have experience with administrative assistance, then you can apply for a mainline event contract in sponsorship operations. That does sound really fun. Trust me, you'll be working with a great team, loads of fun people, but there are more. If you're an expert in broadcast strategy and marketing development and you're looking for full-time work, you can apply to be part of the management team as creative director at Games Done Quick. Now that's a fancy one. So the deadline, the reason I'm bringing this up, the deadline is Sunday, February 15th, if you do want to apply. So if that's something that would interest you, GDQ is a fantastic organization to work with. So get your applications in soon. Well, before the end of Sunday, because we're running out of time. Anyway, let's get on with the show. And we have our second and final run. So as I say, we've hopped over the border into Spain for another Spanish Metroidvania, and I've not played this one, but I did play the game that came before it. Blasphemous is one of my favorite Metroidvanias. I absolutely adored it. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Chemigoku, who is running Blasphemous 2. Take it away.
Thanks, Nick. Hello, everyone. How Nick said before, I'm Chemigoku. We are going to play Blasphemous 2, one of my favorite Metroidvania indie games to all times. Sorry, my English. I'm trying to match this because I wanted to practice more English, so this is the best opportunity. Yeah, we are going to play Blasphemous 2 in the category New Game Plus, No Major Glitches. This category it's new because, well, there is a lot of glitches in this game, but this category I think is better since we are going to see more of the game. It's a wonderful game. It's so pretty. So yeah, we are going to start. I have to do a time count, I think. So let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's
go.
Let's ascend. Well, the first of all, the Blasphemous community decided not to start in the file games and the save files because there is a big glitch that honestly we don't call anything because nobody uses it. But if you press Alt Tab in between the first cinematic, you can start the game in another room completely different, and you can skip all the cutscenes. And we could skip all of this, but since for showcase things, we are going to start from here. And this is the new things about Blasphemous. We can use these dominoes. There are penance that we unlock after we finish the game. And this is the New Game Plus. The new game, in the New Game Plus, we can, we can use different birds and different count that we found around the game, and we can use from the beginning. And well, this is the first boss. We are going to equip our chains or beds. You can call whatever you want. And this is the boss tutorial. It's a pretty easy boss, but in the New Game Plus, everything can destroy me, so we need to take care. Okay. We invoke the ghost. We are not going to say much the ghost, but yeah, you can call whatever you want. It's an stand, it's a ghost, it's a verse, and it's whatever you want to be. And yeah, this is the boss. It's a really easy boss. There isn't a really a good strat here, since yeah, it's really easy. The game just wanted to show you that, hey, you are going to find strongest things around the world. And this is an Anunciada. In the Blasphemous community, Orospina, you need to text Orospina, since it's the only word that we usually heard from Anunciada. She is going to tell us the history from Custodia. Okay. Blasphemous 2 is around 1,000 years ago from the Blasphemous 1, so a lot of things changed. And she just told us what is happening right now. I'm not going to tell you the lore, since I don't want to spoil. Since I don't want to spoil you, but it's a really interesting game. Have a really good history. There is a lot of myth and lore from Spain, more specifically, effectively, the lore is from Andalusian, a region from Spain. So if you are interested on that lore, then you can read it. It's a really good lore. We talk with Montañez. He unlock us the figures. The figures is a new mechanic in this game that give us some future, okay, for the game. They can give us stats. He can give us abilities, and if we fuse the figures, we can get another abilities. So I'm not going to explain what do the figures that we have now, because majority they give us more strength for bosses, more strength for one of the weapons. In this game we have 4 different weapons, but the weapon that we want to get strong is Sarmiento and Centella, these two, because they are too OP in this version of the game. And the other feature that we get with the figures is the time stop, that is going to help us to delay some bosses in the future. And yeah, this is a bit a little introduction to the game. Well, I say that the game in the New Game Plus we can get whatever we want from our first playthrough, but there is a verse that we can go. We can get to the new game plus, and that is Mirabras of the Port Return. Port of the Return. I don't remember the name in English. But this particular verse, this verse make us have ATP to the city, to the city. So the reason why we can get that verse in the game is because we could break the game actually. So that's the reason why the devs don't let us get Mirabras. So we need to go for Mirabras, but it's a short path, so it's okay. Now, if you play Blasphemous 1, you might be recognize this place is Mother of Mothers that went back to this game, but how I say this game, this game is 1000 years ago from the first one. So yeah, now Mother of Mother is destroyed. Usually we shouldn't come here too early, but since in New Game Plus we have the three weapons, we can come here and get one ability that it's going to help us to go fast. The penitent in this game have 5 abilities. We get the first one before the wall claim, and now we are going to get the second one that you will see in a moment. Something great that have this game. Something new that have this game. Sorry. It's we had 4 weapons, like I said before, and every weapon have an ability that help us to move around the world. Mea Culpa can open that sword trees. I don't remember how the game called it. Veredicto can hit the bells, so we can do things in the for the world. And Sarmiento de Centella can teleport us in the mirrors. So okay, now we are going to fight to the first real boss. And it's the Affilador. The Affilador, it's a really hard fight. Might be the hardest to the first of the game. But we have Yerma with us, so she is going to help us to defeat him. Why we want here? It's a good RNG. It's a really bad RNG right now. But it's okay. Now we are going to do it. Okay. Nah, it's okay. He don't want to to collaborate. It's okay. Oh, we get. Oh no. Okay. We get invulnerability. It's okay, man. Okay. We want to use this verse, Martinete. It's called Martinete. Like you can see, it's really OP. Sorry. we can do a lot of multi hits to every enemy that it's so big, like the affiliate. And yeah, what's happening here? It's not allowed in this category, but it's something that can just happen, and we get invulnerability. This is from it's a glitch, okay? That well, every weapon have make that the penitent have a weight. It can be heavier or lighter, but if we get hit when we change the weapon, we can get invulnerability. It's something that it's not allowed in this category, but can happen. Can happen because you need to change the weapon, and then if this happen, it's like okay, it's happened. It's obviously that you didn't set that, because in unrestricted category, you can set up the invulnerability, and yeah, you can destroy every boss in the game. It's really funny. Okay, here this strat, it's called the Typhoon Culpa. I call it that. With that we can break switches that is above to the penitent. Sorry. Since Mea Culpa have a really big hitbox, you can hit things that is far away from you. And another thing that have the Mea Culpa is that you can just stay a little longer in the air. So that is the reason why we can break that switches. We are going to use that strat a bit long, like in the end of the run. We are going to use to escape an entire ton. And yeah, there is a lot of things that in this game like that, like the depths trying so hard that we can escape thorns, but they don't know about the power of the Typhoon. The Typhoon is the attack where the penitent may turn around himself. So yeah, the devs don't know that power actually. Okay, we get the double jump, the most powerful ability in the game, I think, because yeah, we can escape a lot of things in the game, a lot of puzzle. That well, we when we went from Blasphemous, you see better the power of the double jump, and now we are going to sorry, we are going to get 2 auto scrollers, so yeah, there is nothing what we can do here. There is a bit, there is a little optimization here. since we can, if we hit or we kill enemies, the game froze a bit. So if we didn't hit anything, this Starcrawler is a bit faster. But yeah, it's not a big optimization, but we gain some frames here.
Hey, every little helps.
Yeah. Well, this part of the game is we get it is this time that we get Veredicto. Whoa, what? What happened there? Well, that was weird. Sorry. And everything of this on this place is just a big tutorial for how Veredicto works. Even the switches are well, we really don't see the switches anymore, but there is there for just for that, you know, the mechanic to Veredicto. The big things with Veredicto is these belts that you that, how I said before, you can manipulate the place, so you can do whatever the belt wants you to do. Oh, I didn't know that happened. Time stop the auto scroller too. Interesting.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, well, probably nobody else in that place. Probably. So yeah, this never happened before. And yeah, well, we are going. We are doing all of this because we want the sands get lower and lower, and when we break every switch, we will see the boss of this place. Let's try not to get hit because that enemy hurts a lot. Okay, and we have a Gauntlet here. We want to these enemies get closer. Okay, and now we're going to try the same, but here. Okay, pierce and okay.
Oh, threading the needle a bit there.
Yeah, we wanted that they put together so we can use crown of the bleed of the crown. It's the ability for do the red cycles in the ground. That verse, it's really strong. It was the best verse of the game before. Now it's Martinete. And Sarmiento is really strong too, because when we hit more with Sarmiento and Centella, the weapon gets stronger and stronger. So that is what we want to usually do in every boss. Well, we had Radames. Radames is a really easy boss. I think the easiest boss of the game. We want use Martinete because another thing that had Martinete is whoa, okay, it's okay, we stop the time, and now we need that Radames. Okay. do that, and should be GG. Okay. Easy
Nice.
boss. It's the most easiest boss in the game. I think the devs wanted you come here because it's obviously the most easy boss. And yeah, with Martinete, the strong thing about Martinete is that you can do a lot of multi hits, and how I said before, the game when you when you hit something, get frozen a bit. So how we do the multi hit, the game frozen and frozen and frozen. So the boss can barely do nothing. At least the biggest one. We will see another boss that are not bigger, so we can use Martinete with them. But we have another extra for them. So we are going to use Mirabras to back to the city, and we are going now for the right path. So and we are going to set up the path first. We are going to go to the palace first to get the TP. And then we are going to back to go for the 3 boss. We can say that. And yeah, it's a long path, but we had some cool things here. The first is this little strat that we are going to just see him. We can cancel the animation, changing the verse and throw it, so we can do that faster. We can do that in every statue where the penitent can interact, but it's not really useful in other parts, since that statue usually it's a little time trial. And yeah, the penitent, it's not so fast to get the time trial with the verse cancel, we call it. So yeah, it's a bit awful, but yeah, the poor penitent, it's not fast enough. So we are going to take the TP. And we are going back to the city again. And now we are going to take the other path. We are going to go for me, the best sound to the game is based in almost every song in the game is based in one song to Andalusian. How I said before, it's a region to Spain, and we are going to go to a place that it bases in a famous I don't know how to say in English. It's like well, I never went there, but it's I don't know how to say in English actually, but it's like a patio, a big zone called Plaza España, and they make it a lot of reference to that place in the game. So it's really cool to see how they use places that are around the Spain and making it pixel art. It's really cool. It's really honestly is my favorite part of the game. all the art that have this game, it's really pretty. Make me feel like if I were in the game because of that, because they are a lot of inspired plays in the game. So this is Crawl of the Tower, and this place had the best song in the game, so you can enjoy it now. Since this place it's really not too difficult. We have one enemy that it's really, this enemy is so annoying because he can throw you a arrow, so a little arrow that follow you. This game don't have any recoil or any invulnerability before you get hit, so you can get hit by every arrow, and the arrows hit a lot. Okay, we are going to break this. In this place we get Ruego. We don't see Ruego in the run because honestly it's an inferior weapon from Mea Culpa. Mea Culpa is a weapon from the DLC, so it's similar to Ruego. This is Ruego, and this is the Mea Culpa. It's basically the same weapon, but with upgrade. So honestly, there is no reason to use Ruego. But yeah, like Veredicto before, this is a little tutorial of how you can use Ruego. So yeah, and this is the time trial that I said before. So we could use the burst cancer here, but since the penitent is not fast, we can get that door at the time. We press this button because we are going to need that elevator later. And after this, we are going to the next boss. And the next boss is Blasphemous. And it's really hard. We had a puzzle here, but since we come with double jump, we can use. Oh, okay. We can use skip it. Very well. And okay, let's see how this boss works, because it's like I said before, it's really hard. So let's see. We need a bit RNG here. And we want to hit. Oh, okay. The words RNG. It's okay. We want to let me do this, but not. He don't need to jump. But it's okay. He don't want to do the ability that we want. But he's going to do it now. So this is the plot twist. Here is the other boss, the Sleeping Infanta. So this is the real boss. She's really strong. She hit a lot. She had the arrow, and we want that she get in this loop where she jumped and she attacked me, because if she tried to hit me with the arrow, we are probably dead. So yeah, okay. Infanta get fine, and this is the other plot twist. Now we are going to fight the two of them. So we need.
This is brutal.
Yeah, this is really brutal. Okay, we had Blasphemous. The find of this is that. Oof. That arrow. That arrow just stopped in front of me. Okay. The good thing is that they do the same that before. I mean, it's not fine, but it's good because now we can just chase Infanta here and oh no, please, Infanta. Okay, okay.
No, nice.
Oh,
well done.
wow.
That was quite the gauntlet.
Yeah, this battle it's too intense, and yeah, it's really heartbreaking. But yeah, we get it. We are safe now. We at this moment the run it's less heartbreaking, and for people that had curiosity, well, this is the 2.2 version of the game. I usually run at this game in 1.0.5, and in that version we you can delete these bosses because they have a really strong move that they nerfed in this version. We are going to say here. This is called Wave of the Sea. Maybe if anyone play Blasphemous 1, you know this attack, probably. And how Martinete in this version, you could make multi hits on bosses, or on everything actually. On everything you could get multi hit, so you could delete the Lesmet and Infanta at the same time. Okay, now we are in the palace. This was a little strat. If you hit to a mirror and an enemy and an enemy at the same time, you can get that little boost. And thanks to that, we can skip the entire palace. Actually, we need to do this gauntlet before. Okay, let's hit the. Oh, okay, okay. I forgot that happened. If you throw the crown, the crown of the blading of the crown, and you hit with Sarmiento and Centella, for some reason the crown just makes TP to whatever he wants, and it's really a really weird interaction. And yeah, I forgot, but well, that gauntlet is easy, and the next one too. In this palette you get Sarmiento and Centella, and it's a pretty cool, tutorial, because you get the mirror, but the next boss is, you can defeat the boss with whatever you want, obviously, but it's so prepared to use this weapon that it's so satisfying. We are going to see after this gauntlet, because the boss is sleeping and we have to wake up. But it's normal that he's sleeping because it's 3 a.m. So it's normal that she needs to sleep. But not now. She need to see the hotfix. So we are going to wake up. She is here. And she's the meme. She is Orospina. Anunciada tell us before that she is here. So let's see how the battle is, because it's not a hard fight, but it's pretty technical. So we were going to dance. And the music to this boss is really cool because it's a Taconeo. Taconeo, it's a really cool dance to the exit on Spain. Okay. Well, the strat here is basically doing parry to her because Sarmiento do a lot of damage when you do the parry, but it's a bit hard because she had a little frames to do that, and the worst thing that she can do is jump like this. Please don't jump. And now okay, I forgot to use the time stop, but it's okay. We'll see the DM. We really didn't want to skip it. So, well, it's okay. Attack me, please. Oh. Okay, sorry. That was scary. Okay, I need that she stop to jump. Please. Stop jump. Attack me. There we go. Okay. And Metroid reference. Let's go.
That was awesome. That was such a nice boss fight.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite boss in the game.
I can see why. That was so pretty. It's always lovely when a fight is sort of presented like a dance.
Yeah. And yeah, the cool things about this fight is interactive with the weapon that hit us here. That's not the other bosses don't feel like that. Like Radames or Lesmes, they really the weapon really didn't get you advanced in this battle, but in this concretely, it's really cool. I love it. So now we defeat our five bosses. Yeah, the first 5 bosses, and now we are going to the next part to the game. We call it. We are going to rechange the room because these enemies hurts a lot, and they change it in this version. So you in the first version of the game, that enemies throw you the lightning, but it wasn't a really big problem. But in this case, in this version, they have much range, and they hurt a lot of they hurt a lot. So we have to be careful with that enemies. And now we are going to, well, we have another meme in the Blasphemous community. Now we are going to visit the chosen peregrine, I think it's called. It's honest. Well, it's just a NPC, but the thing with that NPC, it's one of the devs that is called Baxa Young, put him voice in that character, so we usually say that Baxa, please give us the key because we are later, so we are going to see Baxa now. He's here in this room. And well, yeah, they give us the key. Well, in this part of the game, I said before, we are in the second phase of the game. Now we need to liberate 5 dots, so we can open the last door and defeat the father of the penitent. So now we are going to see another structure. This is the basilica. This is a basilica. It's based on. I think I don't remember well, but it based in a structure. In a building from Malaga. Well, it's a pretty cool building. We are going to open this because we need to take this TP. There is a TP here that we are going to take because we are going to back here, but not for not for go to the last part of the game, Crimson Reign, but because we want to skip and you will see later, but we are going to do a really cool skip, and it's that skip. It's so funny because the devs trying so hard to that we didn't skip the last that place, sorry, but we always found a form to skip the that place. It's really funny. We want to do this, okay? That enemy is a bit tricky, so and we want to. If we did that ability, we get some frame, so invulnerability frames. So this attack it's very safe to do in every part of the game actually. And now we get our last ability, Mercy of the Wind, that is basically an eyeglass. Okay. These chains are a bit buggy in this game. Sometimes the penitent don't want to pass them. But yeah, this is now our last ability. Okay. I don't know how that don't hit me, but we'll say thanks.
We take those.
We take it. And now this is the field's vertical platform thumb. We get the area, so we are going to use a lot here. This is a gauntlet. We have to be careful here. We defeat this, and now this is the scary part. We want to. Okay. Okay, I don't know how I defeat. I don't know how I did this battle, but I'll take it. Okay. But yeah, that enemy are so scared, so we need to take careful. And now we have to take careful about not to use a matrap here. Life recover, because these enemies don't like the time stop, and they going crazy if I do that. Well, every flying enemy in the game, if you use the time stop, it's probably a bad idea. And okay, we get the place, and now we are going to fight probably the worst, one of the worst bosses in the game. Because let's mess, it's okay, it's difficult, but it's okay. But we have the RNG boss to this game, so let's see how she do. Nah, we start really bad. We want to her that stay here. That's she moved, I think. It's okay. We want to her to stay close to the one of the elevator. Let's see. Nah, she don't want to. Ooh, I get a really big hit there. Okay, we are going to use Martinet here. Okay. I mean, this fight it's a bit tricky because we want her to expand Sarmiento and Centelia, so we want that she stay in the floor, and yeah, that it's what's going to happen. Okay, second try, it's okay. Second try, we are going to do better now. She's going to stay close to the ground, and everything is going to be okay.
All right, RNG will be your friend this time.
Yeah, let's see. But well, this boss had the best boss battle in the game, so we can hit again. Oh, really? Okay, we don't want to that she stay there because it's not close enough to the ground to expand Sarmiento and Centella. Okay, that is a better place, but okay. Here. What? Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. I did another mistake. Menuing is hard. We need to the time stop, of course, because then we can't do it. Okay. First try. It's okay.
You're good.
The estimate.
You got this.
The estimate completely is contemplate this, so it's okay. No worry. Okay, let's try another thing. Okay. It's okay. Now. Okay, this is better. Now she is going to do that. Okay. This is what we want that she made, because if you know what, because in this attack she moved at the in the place where in the side where you aren't. Sorry, I don't know how to explain. In the place where you aren't, in the contrary part where you are. So if we stay here, she is going to be here. So now we can spam that. So this is what we want to happen. And now in the last part we use spam Martinete. This is okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This boss is really hard. It's probably my run killer because she can do whatever she wants. She having a real pattern. You can manipulate what she do, and it's really stressful. But when this boss it's okay. She do what she need to do. It's really fast. And well, we are going to Caddy, so everyone in the chat just spam Caddy. It's another place from Spain, and this is the place we are going to go now. It's based in that city. It's a really pretty city, so if you want to come, Cadiz is maybe a good option to visit. We want Mirabrast. Let's hit this thing. And for safety, we are going to do one thing. And we are going to the confessor because he's going to recover our guild. It's something that I really didn't expect to play, but every time that you die, the guild, your guild, it's getting higher. So if you get like 20% of the guild, the fervor you can recover your fervor because the game cut your fervor at 20%, I think, too, more or less. So it's really important to get the guilty of 0, or well, not 0, but maybe 10 or something like that. So you can spam your verse. So well, now we are going to hold on, please get sound. Okay, thanks. Okay, this is a really bad fight. Please, why is he's there? Please come here. Okay, I need to hit you. Thanks. Okay, but this is not the battle. He just come and say you, hey, I'm here. Get ready.
Don't you just hate it when they won't just come and take a hit?
Yeah. And yeah, we come to the Sunken Cathedral, okay. And this part of the game is based in a real story of Andalusia. Basically, there is a cathedral that is under the water. Yeah, and this, I mean, I don't know all the story of that cathedral, but it's basically that. Okay, we have another skip here with that switches. Thanks to that, we can escape almost at the Sanker Cathedral because we had a lot of enemy here, and the worst enemy here is that enemy that throw us like it's a fish. I really don't know what is it. Well, I mean, it's having a name in Spanish. It's like it's a typical food from Cali, but I really don't remember the food. And now we had the real battle, and we had sound. Okay, that is great. I'll explain later why. But this battle it's simple, but we had to play slowly because this boss can hit you a lot, like you can see there. Okay, let's time stop here. And yeah, here spam enemies like that. So we need to be careful with the enemies and with the boss instead. And here we have... Oh my god. No way.
Ooh, that was...
Yeah, he do the 3 spares attack. Yeah, that happen. Sometimes he do use 1, so use 2, but sometimes he throw 3. It's okay. It's okay. Let's try again. I was to explain that we had another one here that I was not going to do because it's a bit awful to the viewer instead, because give me a second, I need to record here. Because you get the other screen in around all the game, and that is not something that we want to get. So let's play this a bit slower. We need to recover the fireball. Okay. Let's hit a bit more. Okay, now you can do the spears if you want. Hold on. No, he don't want. Okay. Okay, let's the time stop, and now he is going to do. Okay, probably
Nice.
Oh, okay. Sometimes, yeah, this boss have it's a very scary boss at the end of the battle, because the spares can kill you even after the battle. So that is why we don't want that attack at the end of the fight. I mean, we want to, because I mean, I want in a normal run, because I don't care if the other screen is in the screen, but in a showcase it's really awful because you can see practically anything. It's really awful, but yeah, it's okay. Let's move on. So we are going to for the to the fourth boss, for the fourth dog. Well, there is nothing to tell here. Honestly, this is a really easy place. Because yeah, this is like a labyrinth, but since we know the path, it's really not that difficult. But there is a lot of things here, and in the new version they added a lot of things here. So yeah, now it's really a labyrinth. And now I want to show you a stupid thing. I don't know if it's going to happen. Let's go. First try. Okay.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it's a really goofy glitch, but it's really fun. I mean, it's game time, but since it's really inconsistent, I usually don't do. But it's technically faster, since we will make sorry. and take a well, go fast. Really, it's really fast because you get the penitent. For some reason, when the penitent stay in a position, for some reason, the penitent moves so fast, so fast, and that's happened a lot. That happened before in the first version, but they fixed the normal verse. The normal verse is like that, and you can do it with that. But in the latest version, you can do it with the strongest verse. For some reason, I don't know why you can do it. Well, basically, the penitent in some point on the chain stay in the ground the chain, and that is the little frames where you can do the chambers. We really don't even have a name for that, but you can call it like that. Yeah. And now we are going for Synodo. We usually get the fourth ability in the game here, but we don't really need it. Okay, we have Martinete, sorry. So thanks to that, we can just delete this boss. But we need to get a good RNG. But yeah, today Speedrun don't want to give us a good RNG in any bosses, but it's okay. We don't need RNG when we can just delete him. Let's kill. Okay. Thanks to Martinete, this boss is really fast and really easy. In the first version, we usually used another strat that make this boss fast, but that really was too. You really needed a good RNG there, since the boss basically don't stop to expand abilities. He had the boss had 4 phases, literally 4 phases, and every phase have an ability, have a lot of things. We use C2 of them. If you want to know the other 2, you need to play. You need to play the game. But the optimal battle is that he just show us the first phase. Okay, so now we see the best cinematic in the game, because we are going to go where I live. Literally where I live. We are going to Granada. And the next place, the building is based in La Alhambra. And an antique city from here. Sorry. The sad part of this is that we are not going to see anything of the 2 months, because we are going to skip the zone entirely here, because we have the Typhoon Mea Culpa strat. So we are going to do. Let's go. And now, thanks to this, we are going to go to the boss run directly. So we can hit Susona. But in the first version, you you could hit Susona even without started the game, the battle, and was really funny. Okay, let's set up the bells. Okay, we are going to use our best friend, the ghost. And now we are going to stop the boss. We want here to that she stopped there. I don't know what is she going to do. Okay. A ver what is going. Okay. The best thing here is that she attacked us with the lightning ball, sorry, but it's okay. Okay. We need to dodge this because that attack hurt a lot. And now we going to defeat here. Okay, that was a really good battle. We don't get the
smooth.
We don't get the best RNG, but it's okay. It's weird that she get us the good RNG, so it's okay. We can take it. So thanks to this, we are not going to say Granada, but thanks to this, we are going to liberate the last dog, Paloma. Efectivamente, the TV Wonder. She say the Paloma for the last time. So now we are going to defeat the last boss. We are going to go to the last place to the run. So let's go. We need to take the same path. There is another optimization here because we can do a dead warp in Susona too. But like I say in Odon, the screen get two words, and in Susona it's a lot of hard to set up the dead warp. So yeah, I get that dead warp maybe 2 times and was totally intended. So yeah, I have a setup, but it's not very consistent right now. But it's okay. We come to Crimson Rain. In the past was the worst place in the game, but now they make this place a lot of easy. I don't know why. I think people say they give feedback that this place was too hard, and honestly, it was really hard. So I can understand why they change it. Sorry. Well, we are going to do this skip since we don't get the last. Okay, we didn't get the last ability. We need to come from here. So now we skip the entirety. All this thumb. Thanks to the Rondenia, then Rondenia make the penitent stay in the air a lot of time, and with Javera we can do that pogos. We can do 2 pogos. So thanks to that, we get close enough to the mirror. Yeah, and do the skip. It's a pretty cool skip. There is another skip here, but we usually do on unrestricted because the invulnerability it's make you invulnerability to anything, so we can walk around the spikes too. So thanks to that, we don't even need the eyeglass. The 80% unrestricted is a pretty cool run. So if you can say it in some point, I invite you to watch it. This is Eviterno, the father of the penitent. Fits of the penitent, or father. Sometimes it's father, sometimes it's Fitz. And what we want to do is basically expand Sarmiento Centera, since he don't have hitbox in body. We can expand Sarmiento Centella, and of course, obviously, he have another face. So let's see. Oof, that was a really bad idea. Oh no, wait, okay. We want to parry him. Like in Orospina fight, we want to parry with Sarmiento and Centella. And yeah, this battle is so much like the Orospina fight. We want to dodge him. Oh no. That it's totally not dodging. Okay, be careful. Okay. Okay, we want this. He made that Chico pretty bad. Okay. We didn't skip this. It's okay. But yeah, he had an attack where all the penitents come together, sorry, and try to kill us, but we are stronger. Okay, let's go.
Really, really nice. That was a cool fight.
Yeah, it's a really cool fight. I think for majority of the people, it's the hardest boss in the game. And yeah, it's really hard, but like Orospina, it's a really cool fight. At least for me, it's pretty awesome to make the fight and fight with him. But obviously, like every Metroidvania, this is not the end until we fight the biggest boss ever. So now we are going for the last boss, Devotion. Devotion. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. Devotion basically it's the sound of the miracle. So yeah, we need to stop the sound of the miracle again. So yeah, I mean, it's yeah. He's a baby. Oh, sorry, I didn't get the right button. Okay, so now we want to do the same with that Eviterno, since he had he had the head for some reason. So we can stop the time every time and stop him to do weird things. Oh, that was weird. Okay, we can do again one more time. This should be okay, and time.
Ooh.
Sorry, Miracle. Today it's not it's not your day. Sorry. And yeah, that is Blasphemous 2. I'm really sorry for my English. I know that it's not the best English ever, but I'm getting better, I think. And yeah, it's a really cool game. It's a really fun game, really fun, funny Metroidvania. If you like it, Blasphemous 1, it probably is going to like it, Blasphemous 2. And now, well, they have a DLC for Blasphemous 2 and make the game even funny. He have more. We see almost all bosses, but there is 2 more, 3 more, I think. I don't remember. The game have a really cool story, really cool side quest. So, and if you want to know lore from Spain, this is the game. Honestly, they have a lot of lore, not just Andalusian, it's the region that I say before, but they have a lot of reference to around Spain. And really, it's so good. They do a really good job with this game.
This has been fantastic, and in what was very clearly a very challenging speed run, you've done absolutely fantastically, and you have nothing to apologize for with your English. You've done a fantastic job. I'm always really appreciative of, particularly when we've got Europeans on, because I know that the time zone is awkward. I know it's now coming up to 4 a.m. for you, so thank you so much for bringing this to Fast Travel and sharing your experience, because this has been wonderful to watch. You've been fantastic. Tell folks where can people find you? What are you up to at the moment on in your speedrunning adventures?
Well, I usually Semigo 2 is my Twitch channel. I usually make events in Speedrun Español, shout out to the community, the Speedrun Español. We do the stream, the GDQ stream. So yeah, shout out to them. They are a really cool community. I love to everyone. And yeah, I usually use my Twitch channel. If you want to see more Blasphemous 2.1 or Blasphemous 1, I usually do that.
Well, as I said, this has been fantastic. It's been lovely to see Blasphemous. As I've not touched Blasphemous 2. I've only played Blasphemous 1. So seeing this done has been fantastic. Thank you so much for being here and for bringing this to us. And with that, we say goodbye to Spain and Portugal for another episode of Fast Travel done. I hope you've really enjoyed today's episode. As I said before, if you did miss Metroid Dread before this, or you missed any of this run and want to see it again, this run will be available on YouTube within in about a week's time. So make sure you head over to youtube.com/Games Done Quick and make sure you subscribe so you know when that video goes live so you can watch it back. That is going to be it for this episode. Stick around because we've got Passion Project coming up next with the lovely Amber Cyprian. Very change of pace with some Mario Kart and some Mickey. It's a very, very different vibe you're going to get from Passion Project compared to this episode. We will be back in 2 weeks' time. We're not quite over the line with exactly which runners and which games that we're having, but I can tell you that fingers crossed, should it all get sorted, we're going further east again. Yes, I did have to quickly in my head work out whether it was east or west because we are hopefully heading to Japan for the next episode, which I'm very, very excited about. There's a particular game series that I love very, very much that comes from Japan and may already have a game from that series confirmed for it. So do make sure you join me then as Fast Travel is every 2 weeks on a Friday. So it's been fantastic to have you here. Stick around after the break for Passion Project and I will see you for the next one. Happy travels, folks. Good night.